Don't get me wrong, I love high-end audio equipment. It's really hard to complain when you're getting great sound, great build, and great comfort. But most people simply aren't out to spend that much on a pair of headphones. Enter a pair from AKG available for just over £20, but can a set of cans this cheap really provide studio quality sound without compromising in any other areas? My name is Stephen Potter, and these are the AKG K44s. So, starting off with a physical overview, I actually quite like the design, with these little dimples on the ear cups and relatively plain text with the AKG logo towards the top. Now, while on the box it mentions these headphones as being semi-closed, they're definitely a fully closed pair. There's no obvious venting, and they certainly don't sound at all like even a partially open design. I mean, even AKG's website lists them as being closed, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Anyway, getting back to the tour, as nicely designed as these headphones are, they definitely feel like a cheaper pair. The build is almost entirely plastic, and there's some noticeable creaking when the headphones are moved. Unfortunately, these headphones are on the larger side, and there's no way of folding them up, making carrying them around a bit more difficult. Comfort-wise, these headphones are a bit of a mixed bag. I really love the self-adjusting headband design, it supports the headphones really well, and while a little extra padding up here wouldn't go amiss, I can barely notice it after a while. What I'm not such a big fan of are the ear pads. They're pretty hard and press against your head, which isn't so pleasant. They also don't allow your ears to breathe at all, so expect over a longer period to have some heat build, and make sure to lift them off your ears every so often to help alleviate this. Fortunately, these headphones are relatively flexible, so they should be pretty accommodating of most head shapes, although the clamping force may vary from person to person, and in my case was pretty unpleasant. The included cable is non-removable and quite long at 2.5 meters. As you'd probably expect, it terminates in a standard 3.5mm jack, but AKG have thrown in a 1/4" adapter, which is a nice inclusion considering these headphones are supposedly targeted towards studio use. So let's get on to the most important part of any headphone review, the sound quality. On the whole, I'd probably call the K44s passable, and actually pretty decent at their price point. They're fairly bass heavy, and while it does have a bit of kick to it, it's still a long way from some other pairs I've heard. The treble's fairly well balanced, but higher vocals can still feel a little veiled in some tracks. The soundstage is fairly limited, even compared to a few closed-back headphones I've heard, but one thing this design does really well is sound isolation. If you're going to be using these in loud environments, or would just prefer the person sitting next to you on the bus to not be able to hear what you're listening to, then you'll be glad this works so well. Altogether, the K44s are a bit of an oddball in the headphone market. AKG have clearly positioned them for studio use, and for any kind of live monitoring on the budget, these things completely rock. The sound isolation really is that good. The real problem comes when considering more typical use cases. For general listening, the sound quality itself is more than good enough at this price point, but the comfort just isn't there for me to be able to use these for an extended period, which is a real bummer. There's a lot to like here with the K44s, but if you've got a larger head like me, the combination of the heavy clamping force along with some unforgiving hard foam just takes so much away from the experience that they could be a tough sell. So let me know in the comments section, how important is comfort when it comes to your choice of headphones? Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.